What's going on, y'all? Welcome to episode 11 of the Struggle to Strength podcast, your source for real life application on how to turn your struggles into strengths in all things mind, muscle, and money. I am your host, Josh Levine. I am joined here by my longtime friend and my co-host, Travis Hatch. And today, man, we got a good episode for y'all.
Yeah.
We're talking about the power of your people. And we're going to talk about what people are doing for you, what you are doing for your people, and how to elevate those around you and how to elevate yourself. I'm just going to say, y'all better buckle up for this one because it's going to be fire. And yeah, we're probably going to rub some people the wrong way.
Hopefully.
But that's okay. I'm here for it. Before we get into it, we ask that if you love this episode, please give us 5 stars on Apple or a follow on Spotify. Share us on your socials. You can find me at Josh Levine Fitness. You can find Travis at Travis Hawks Media. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready because episode 11 starts now.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly,
What are we talking about today, huh?
I'm not looking at my phone.
Throw it away.
Throw it away. What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about the power of your people. We're talking about the power of your people.
The power of your people.
Yeah, because people are powerful and they're important and they have a massive impact on your life. And you are the greatest impact on someone's life. And there are people who have a great impact on your life. And you got to be careful who you surround yourself with.
That's very true.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about this because I just got back from Texas. Tejas, which, by the way, great state.
Great state.
Amazing state. All around. 10 out of 10. Love it. It was amazing. But I went down there to hang out with some of my teammates. It was my friend Erica's birthday, and she and her husband, John, who, we're also good friends with.
Yep.
They wanted to organize a trip down to Austin to lift and hang with the team Mihaley people and just like our people.
Oh, John and Erica organized that.
Yeah, they organized. Sick. They were going to go down, and just a couple people caught wind of it. And then before we knew it, it was like 10 of us.
Yeah, it looked massive.
Yeah, in that photo, there was probably like 30 people.
Yeah.
But our Airbnb had maybe like, I think 6 people in it. And then some other people. People are honestly just always going down to visit Team Mihaley in Austin. And it's because it's fucking powerful. Like just to be around your people is powerful. So I had a really good time. I have a full-blown fucking fire lit under my ass just from being surrounded with the right people. And I'm ready to dominate. And now I have upcoming a trip to Florida to be around my people again.
Is it the same group?
It's honestly. So the trip to Florida is I will be visiting my family. And then the second week I'm there is going to be with a lot of my team Mihaley people who are also on my business coaches team.
Right.
So I work with Jason Phillips, and it just so happens that a lot of the clients on Team Mihaley who are also coaches work with Jason Phillips. So
as a business
coach. Yeah. So he's holding a seminar in Orlando, and I'm going there to be surrounded by my business people now. And it's just like, I don't know, just being around people who are actively pursuing greatness and actively trying to be better. They have this like unrelenting desire to be better. And those are my people, and those are your people too. It's addicting. It's contagious. It's fucking powerful. So I want to be around my people more.
Yeah.
Because of how powerful it is, because I understand that, okay, whoever I surround myself with, I'm going to become similar to them. Like Denzel Washington had his quote about if you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 confident people, you'll be the 6th. If you surround yourself with 5 idiots, you'll be the 6th.
Yeah.
So like check your surroundings. And so I thought that this would be a really good thing for us to talk about is some people just aren't doing that.
Yeah.
Some people are just stuck in the wrong crowd, or they haven't left their hometown, or they feel like they can't get out, and something's holding them back, whether it's fear and anxiety, whether it's that little bit of imposter syndrome that we talk about all the time, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether they're in a shitty situation, something's holding them back. And you have to break through that. Like, we wouldn't be the same people if we were still in New Hampshire and Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I thought this would be valuable. Something else that I wanted to bring up is like, we just watched the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We just witnessed greatness.
Yeah.
Again. So to everyone who was talking shit about Tom Brady wouldn't be anything without the Pats offensive line or without
Belichick.
Bill.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. And he just proved that. He just went to a completely different team. And when he got there, I forget, I was trying to look this up and I couldn't find it, but someone quoted somewhere said that basically there's just something about being around Tom that makes you believe you can win.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like it's
because he believes that
he believes that he can win. Yeah. He believes he can win. There's no other fucking option for him to win. Well, you were telling me something about after they won the championship game. What was that?
Yeah. One of the other guys like broke down in tears because I don't think they had ever been there before. And he's just like, get up. Like, what the fuck are you crying about? We're not done.
Yeah.
And that thought hadn't like crossed his mind yet of like, oh yeah, there's a Super Bowl. Like, I've never been this far. So, I'm going to celebrate, but it's like, yeah, we're not done yet.
Yeah, no, we're not done. Like, we still have the game. The whole reason we play this sport.
Tom Brady
hasn't even happened yet.
The entire season and like playoffs all as preseason.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl is like the only game of the actual season.
Pretty much. I mean, what if you just live your life like that?
Yeah.
You can be content with where you're at. You can celebrate small wins, right? But if you just over celebrate, it's like clients that I have that, sometimes they'll see a small victory in the scale, and sure, celebrate your victories. But like, if you're jumping head over heels for a 1 pound drop in the scale and you've got 40 to lose, like, you need to set yourself up for more success than that.
I don't even know if it's necessarily the celebration. It's more of like oh, I'm done. Like, that's the part that,
you're
like,
not done.
Yeah. And I think Tom Brady is probably going to have a hard time when he does have to retire, because like, he definitely does live his life like that, where it's like, got another Super Bowl. Now I'm like training for next year.
Dude,
like,
actually,
what do you do once you're eventually you're done?
Yeah. Eventually
you are done eventually.
And that's something that I've thought about a little bit because of the way that I am, because of the way that we are, and my team Mihaley people and my boardroom people. We're all extremely intense. We all have that unrelenting desire to be better, and we're never done.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a point where you are. And when I was looking for that quote for Tom Brady as one of his teammates, when he said that, there's something about him that makes you believe you can win, I found a lot of quotes about Tom just always, he's like, what next?
Yeah.
Always, what next? So he's going to have to figure something out, just like all of us will. But until that day comes, why the fuck would you let off the gas?
Yeah.
So I want to be surrounded by people who are going to light me up like that.
For sure. And you're done with something, but it doesn't mean done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's depressing as hell to think about. And I think that's where tons of issues for people happen, is like, all right, I've been working my ass off and now I'm retired, so I'm done. Like, why would you, like, don't think about it that way. Like, even if you're old, you're not done. Like, do something else.
To do
something else. Like, whatever it is.
Dude, imagine if we did one podcast and we're like, done.
Yeah, done.
Done.
Good job.
We did one podcast and I was like,
got that over with.
Only 99 more to 100.
Yeah.
It's like, super intense. But yeah, never being done. You can be content and not satisfied.
Yeah.
And we talked about that earlier today, because my training session, I had a great lift, and recently I've been having really good lifts. I've been PRing a lot of my movements. And for some reason, there's just this shit in the back of my head where I literally added a plate and hit to each side of my pit shark squats the other day and got more reps. And I finished the set and I was like, motherfucker, I just felt like I had more. And I didn't. I failed. Like, I went balls to the wall, but I just wanted to be better so bad. And I've had that, honestly, since I joined Team Mihaley, since I just surrounded myself with these people. So check your surroundings. who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they bringing you down or are they lifting you up? Our group of friends right now, we're all building businesses. We're all rising to the top together. We're not worried about what's happening in terms of losing out on things or losing out on businesses, or we're all helping each other rise to the top. But we're also all in it together. So when you're checking your surroundings, I think something important to do is, maybe this is just because I'm super competitive, but I'm always like analyzing, like, where am I?
Yeah.
Like, where am I ranked? Like, in the world, in my friend group, in everything. Because everything is a fucking competition to me. But if you are, I think that if you are surrounded, let's just use the millionaire example. Like, if you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. If you are at the lowest end of the totem pole, you have a responsibility to not be a fucking idiot.
Yeah, or not be a leech.
Not be a Shmole.
A Shmole.
A Shmole. I was talking to Travis about this earlier. So for anybody else who, sometimes when I'm not in like full blown education mode, I listen to funny podcasts. And one of the ones that I listen to every now and then is Going Deep with Chad and JT. And it's just these two like California surfer bros who are so totally sick.
Fucking sick.
They get fucking barreled, dude. So, and there's the epitome of California surfer bros. But one of the terms that they use is they talk about Shmoles. So a Shmole is someone who just like brings down group vibes. They're like a pain to have around.
Everybody knows a Shmole.
Everybody knows a Shmole. Like, you're listening to this right now and you're like, yeah, Kevin's a fucking Shmole.
If you don't know a Shmole,
you're the Shmole. Yeah, so be careful. We're probably going to rub some people the wrong way here. That's totally fine.
Whatever.
If you don't have a Shmole, look in the mirror because you might be the Shmole.
You might be the Shmole.
So when we were talking about this, you were like, yeah, Shmole sounds a lot like an imposter. So if you have imposter syndrome, the only way you're actually an imposter is if you're a fucking Shmole and you don't earn your spot and you're just like leeching on and riding coattails and hoping that you're going to get there because your friends are.
Yeah.
But your friends are going to fucking boke you.
Get boked.
Get boked. So when you boke a Shmole, it's like you just kick them out of your group.
I mean, and like at the very least, just be positive. So like that's the way, because I've thought about this a lot. Because it's like a weird thing when you start trying to do something with your life or try to like build a business or anything like that. Because you think about that a lot. Like, are some of the people I hang around with maybe like not the best? And like I think I've been lucky enough to that like almost I think pretty much every single person that I consider a friend is like someone that I want to have around me.
Like a good influence.
Yeah. And like not every single one of them are going to be somebody that like helps me grow a business, but they're positive and supporting. Maybe they're on a completely different path than me and I can't talk to them about some things, and that doesn't fucking matter. Like I was thinking, because I thought a lot about this, and like if you take this to the extreme and you say like every single person around you has to like help you achieve your goals, that's fine. And that's like Mark Zuckerberg. If you look at like documentaries about these people's lives, they have 0 friends. They're the number one in their industry, but they have no friends. And like, I don't want my life to be like that. I don't want to be like the best surfer in the entire world or like the number one. And I want to be like great. I want to be, but like, I don't necessarily need to be like that guy who like destroys all my personal relationships in pursuit of like that thing. But there's a big difference between like that and like letting people hang around you that are bringing like negativity. And so like for me, what I thought of was like, yeah, not every single person in my life has to like make me advance this goal, but they have to make me advance some goal. As in, do you make my life better? Do you support me?
Do you raise my vibration?
Yeah. Anybody pretty much who comes at me like with like negativity or trying to bring me down about something, like you're basically out. Like I'm still going to be nice to you, but like you're like no longer my friend pretty much.
Well, you're not serving me.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's just, that's not like a friend thing to do, you know, like to like try to like bring people down to make yourself feel better. That's not what friends do.
And I think an important thing to note here is like, as you're talking, I'm thinking, yeah, we've grown a lot as individuals, as business owners, as friends, as in so many ways. over the past several years, you're gonna outgrow people.
Yeah.
Like people that you may have vibed with before are gonna kind of be turned like a little bit schmoley.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to boke them, and you gotta be okay with that. Cause if you continue to elevate your vibration, if you continue to vibrate higher, if you continue to improve as a human being, you're gonna outgrow people, and that's okay. That's part of life. Don't hold yourself back because you feel bad.
Yeah.
Or like, cause you like, yeah, you can still like that person, but if they're not serving you anymore in any way, and they're just bringing you down, that person doesn't belong in your life.
Exactly.
So the power of the people kind of goes both ways. Like you hold great power as a contributor to a group of people.
Yeah.
As a contributor to the people around you, you are the greatest influence in somebody's life.
Yeah.
Somebody's.
Cause we've been talking about it kind of as like, what do people provide to you? And I think that's a way of like, the people around you have to kind of provide something to your life.
Yep.
And that's a way of explaining it to be relatable, but that's not actually like your worth financially and in general. Your worth as a person, not just like your worth to other people, but also financially is determined by how much value you provide, how much value you give to other people beyond like even what you're paid for. Like that's what your actual worth is. And so that comes back to like not being a goddamn schmole is that, yeah, you can be around these great people, but like you need to be providing just as much value. And the more value you provide, magically, the better people will be around you because they're all doing the same thing.
And the better people around you are, the better you're going to be.
Yeah.
Like this shit, like everything vibrates. And if everything elevates together, you're all going to rise to the top, dude. You don't have to worry about it. It's not like we're fighting for a spot, but yeah, you have to pull your own weight.
Yeah. And
nobody just rides coattails to fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And like my point is like that if you don't have, I think the best way to start to like live like this and provide value is like develop skills. Like, what do you like? What are you good at? What skill can you bring to the table? Like, I can do video stuff, so I can show up for people and like provide them value in that way. That's something that they're not necessarily creative or whatever. I can provide this value for people around me as much as physically possible. But like, if you don't have necessarily a skill, start with just being positive and supportive of people and stop just like trashing people and bringing them down.
For real. Start like, okay, everybody's got that one friend that you just want to be around.
Yeah.
Like all the time. You're like,
yeah, exactly.
At least one friend. Like if you're lucky, you have a lot of them. We have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like we're really lucky.
I have a lot of people that just make me like stoked just to be around them. Like you don't have to like make me money.
No.
Just make me like stoked to be around
literally you. Like be here. We were talking about Dave moving in here, Dave Moline.
Yeah. Love Dave.
And Jordan was like, yeah, he's just kind of nice to have around. Yeah. He's just always happy and he's like, always a good time. And I was like, yeah, dude, Dave would be cool.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That is just value like that you can bring.
Be
for
like
fucking
Dave.
Free. Be like Dave. What's up, Dave? Shout out to you, dude.
I know he's listening to this.
Yeah. What's up? But yeah, just have value that you bring, even if it's just being a good person, even if it's just being a positive influence to people around you. You don't always have to be delivering like something of tangible, something that's tangible or like something financially or anything. Just start by being a good person.
Exactly.
Until you develop skills. And like now we have skills, we're growing our business and we're connecting with people and we're networking and it's all elevating together on its own. Mm-hmm. And the trajectory has been really cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good point is just to start being a good person and providing value to people around you. And if you have a schmole, you got to boke'em. I want to get into some of your notes here on like real life examples of some positive influences that you've had, because like you said, we're lucky as fuck, dude. I don't know if you think about that a lot, but we're lucky.
I think about it a lot.
Yeah, we've got a solid crew. It was last year, I think, when you were starting your business, we noticed, shit, dude, like a lot of our friends are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And like killing it. Yeah. Like all of them are
almost all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, almost all of them are entrepreneurs and we're all killing it.
Yeah.
And so that's the vibration. That's the tribe.
I noticed it when I went back home to New Hampshire, like I don't know, dude, time flies. Like, what the hell? I just realized that was like years ago. I thought it was last winter. It was like 4 years ago, probably.
It's
I don't know.
2021 now?
Yeah. It was probably a couple years ago. Like I realized that I went home, I was like, damn, like all of my friends are like business owners and like doing well. And that was like, that was the thing that inspired me to like do all this basically. Was just like seeing that all my friends were doing that and they were all doing like really well. And like, yeah, everyone's like stressed out and dealing with businesses and stuff, but like they seemed not necessarily happier, but more positive in general than like a lot of my friends that were like working in jobs and just being like super cynical about life.
Well, they get to do what they want.
Yeah, and you're just like building, like I don't know.
You're building shit. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, I like building shit.
Yeah, that's kind of like what inspired me to do all that. And I was like basically like against it before that. Like I went there, I was just talking to everyone. Like I was against like getting involved in real estate. I was against like starting my own business. I don't know necessarily why. I mean, I guess just like it was mainly I just didn't want the responsibility of it, but I also was just like uneducated about it. And then like just being around people who were doing those things and who were taking the time to educate me on that stuff, like totally changed my outlook. And that's, I got back to California and I was like, damn, I'm gonna do this shit. So I just dove into like researching and everything. But like, at the same time, like Christian, who I know listens to this as well. Like he had like 2 rental properties and I was just like, I'm not trying to get involved in shit like that. But, just talking to him about it, like he convinced me. Reed, we were like ice fishing and got really drunk and he was just yelling at me about how I should need to get involved in like real estate investing. I was like, fucking fine, dude. Like, Jesus. All right. I'll fucking look into it.
Take my money.
Yeah. Fine. Shit. But yeah, no, I mean, it changed, it at least set me down a path of like educating myself. And I was like, damn, everything I thought was wrong, and it changed my like outlook. And then, I just kept being around, these people that I've been around like my whole life, but I never really paid attention to that, that stuff. And like, and I was lucky enough to have these people around me that kind of like help hold my hand through the process and like show me the ropes as far as they know them. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to necessarily maybe you don't even realize like the things that but there's like, that's like crazy value that you can provide. And now if I'm ever in a situation where I can help them out, I'm going to,
Mm-hmm. So we're lucky because we have friends who are building their own businesses and pursuing their passions and being very successful at it. But I realize that we're lucky. And I think a lot of people might not have that. So for people who are listening, who want to take the leap, who want to build their business, who want to find a better tribe, who want to surround themselves with people who are going to help them. I mean, I have all of you guys. I have all of my friends who are doing this. I still bought my way in to Team Mihaley and to my business coach because I wanted something that was more specific to what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a lot of my friends are like hardcore bodybuilders.
Right.
But being around the Team Mihaley culture is empowering as fuck. It's like, It's absolutely insane. So if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, but I don't have any friends that like build businesses and like my parents were both like worked for corporate and whatever. There's a couple things that you can I always say you can either buy your way in or you can work your way in to a mentor, a group, whatever it may be, a new tribe. I bought my way in, dude. I hired Justin as my coach.
Yeah.
I dove headfirst into the Team Mihaley culture. I'm like, I don't know how many people have been on the team longer than me, but I really enjoy the people that I've met. And I have this crew of bodybuilders that I can lean on.
Yeah.
And then same thing happened with the growth of my business. Obviously I have y'all, and then you were just talking about this today. I wanted someone who had like done it before. And I've been talking about hiring a CEO or a business coach or something. I met Jason Phillips. We hit it off and I was like, dude, take my money. I'm in. And now I'm about to go to Orlando with, I think 8 Team Mihaley people are going to be there. And who knows how many hundreds of Jason Phillips boardroom mastery class people are going to be there. All people who are just literally there for one reason. This is like I imagine this is what like a Tony Robbins event is.
Right.
You just go, you get hyped up.
Like a bodybuilding Tony Robbins event.
Yeah. Well, this one's for the business coaching. But we are all fitness
Tony
coaches.
Fucking Robbins.
Dude, I'm just like a jack Tony Robbins. Jason's pretty jacked too. But you can, my point is with social media, with what we have available through the internet, there's always going to be ways that you can reach out and create new connections and find a tribe that suits you.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So use it.
Yeah. There's also between Facebook and different blogs, it takes like 5 seconds looking on Google to find like legit communities of people.
Dude, yeah, you did this.
Yeah, I do this with
you do this with a podcast too.
I've joined one for the podcast. I'm in almost, maybe I'm about to be in like 2 now for my video business, but I'm in one for like my video business. I'm in one for real estate. So in real estate, keep like not saying the things. Like I should say the thing, right? So for real estate, I joined Bigger Pockets, which is, if anybody wants to like learn about real estate, this is a perfect example of that. And this is what Reed was yelling at me about doing. He's like, just fucking get on Bigger Pockets and learn about it. And I'm like, all right, Jesus Christ, I will.
Calm down.
Yeah. We got so drunk that day. It was a great time.
Sick,
super sick. But yeah, so I joined it. It's basically like an online community, and like they have a massive podcast. They have books. They have like a blog, and you can join and literally connect with everybody basically in the world who's involved in real estate investing, and like learn from them and meet up with them and go to actual meetups and stuff. And you can literally find these people that are going to help you do what you want to do and support you and stuff. And you don't even necessarily have to meet them. They're all online. Mm-hmm. Everybody's doing the same thing. It's just about like tapping into these communities. So I was like, okay, I got my first rental property. That was going really well. Then I wanted to start a business, so I had that blueprint. I was like, there's got to be a Bigger Pockets for every single topic. Mm-hmm. So I found Scott Barber, who was like another major person that helped kind of like hold my hand through like starting my video business. He showed me this guy Parker Walbeck, who has lots of YouTube videos, and then I found what's called Full-Time Filmmaker, which is basically Bigger Pockets but for video, for like a video business. And they have like an online course, and they have like a community, they have a Facebook group. So like whenever I have questions, I can go to one of my friends, or I can just literally make a Facebook post and have like 10 people that are very experienced just reply right away. Mm-hmm. Like I'm like, damn, I don't know what to do. Should I get this camera or this camera? I just post it right in there. I connect with a bunch of people. Then you start chatting with them. And it's like, it's insane the network that you can build in these groups. Mm-hmm. Same exact thing for the podcast. It was called Podcast to Profit, I think, with Travis Chappell. Like I had found him through he was on the Bigger Pockets podcast. I found his podcast. I was listening to it. And then I found that he was doing the same thing, like helping people with their podcast. So it's literally anything. Like if you want to be a dog trainer, I guarantee you there's some massive like blog group of people who are all like really skilled dog trainers, mm-hmm. that you can go link up with and literally like level up everything that you're doing around dog training by 100 times in like 6 months.
It's all on Facebook, dude.
Yeah.
Everything goes down on Facebook.
They either have their own private communities, or it's just like on Facebook, or both.
Yeah, I'm building my own private community, and a bunch of our friends in the boardroom and in Jason Phillips Masterclass are, because it works. That's where people come to. So you can join them and you can build your own. And as long as you know how to market it, you're going to create a community for yourself.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, we've kind of talked about like 2 separate things here. I think there's like friends, and then you're like network.
Yes.
And those are separate, and sometimes they cross over. Sometimes your friends are part of your network.
If you're
like,
lucky.
We're friends and network now. You know what I mean? Like we help build each other's businesses, and we're friends.
Yep.
And so I have a few people like that, but then I also have a lot of people who are just friends. But I better believe I've audited both of those groups. And I only talk to the friends that I feel like aren't schmoles. Yeah.
You bucked everyone else.
Like, are you giving me positivity? Do you make me laugh? Are you like a nice person? Are you talking shit about me behind my back or trying to like demean anything that I'm doing to make yourself feel better about yourself?
Yep.
No, you're not. Okay, great. Then we're friends, and that's awesome. And like, you know, my network is kind of a separate thing, and like, that's how I've built it, mainly either through my personal network or through like these online communities. Mm-hmm. And so I think those are kind of separate things, but they're both like super important.
They are super important. And I feel like, so it took me a while to get the networking part of social media.
Yeah.
When
it's so ridiculously powerful.
It's ridiculously powerful. You know what else blew me away is like, it's so fucking easy.
Yeah.
You just be yourself and fucking talk to people.
Yep.
Like if anybody slides into my DMs right now, I guarantee you I'm going to answer you. I'm going to have a conversation.
And like, yeah. And anyone who's not like, if you don't want to have anything to do with social media, fine, but that's totally fine. And I agree with you, first of all.
Yeah. You watch the social
Let me say, I agree with you. Let me also follow that up with, if you want to work for yourself or build a business, get over it.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to use social media really well.
Yeah.
You can probably make it, but like, it's literally like, if you go from not using social media to being really good at it, it's like having cheat codes. You can just do anything. So like 100% of my business has come from Instagram.
Yep. Same.
So, yeah.
But you need to know how to network with people. And I think when people get on social media, it's easy to want to like do what I even fell into this at one point. It's easy to fall into just doing what gets views and what gets engagement.
Yeah.
But like shit's going to catch up with you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cause if you're just doing what gets views and what gets engagement, you're going to get away from who you are.
Yeah. Fuck
and
that.
your true self.
Who cares about that?
And dude, eventually it's going to catch up and you're going to have two separate lives. Like, you ever meet someone from social media or from Instagram and you're like, you are way different in person.
Yeah.
Like, how exhausting must that be? They're like, you got to put on a face every time.
Yeah.
So,
but you don't need to get thousands of views to get tons of clients.
You
could have 10 likes on all your photos,
and you can still have an
DM
impact.
somebody and be like, hey, I do this. And they're like, oh, sick.
Sure.
You're cool. Like, because you understand your voice and who you are, and you find someone that you relate to on there.
Yeah.
This is how simple it is. I kind of had this like weird epiphany when I was driving the car earlier, listening to somebody else who's like an expert on this stuff. And I was like, oh, damn. Social media is like being social. Okay. Everything that you do on social media, treat it like you're just talking face to face with somebody.
Yep.
So you wouldn't walk into like a work mixer and just go up to someone and be like, buy this thing, 10% off. You wouldn't do that because you'd be a freak. And that's the way social media is too. And that took me a long time to figure out. I'm still figuring it out. And I think that's like the hard part there, but it's really that simple. It's like,
just be yourself.
Just be yourself, put things out there, chat with people, don't have an agenda, and you will make money. Yeah. Pretty much. Yep. People will buy your shit.
The don't have an agenda part is, I think, the hardest for people who are starting a business. But like if all you're doing is creating real intimate connection.
Yeah.
Dude, you
have to have an agenda. You have to have a plan, and you have to be offering something. But I just mean like about reaching out to people.
Yeah,
like every time you reach out to someone, it shouldn't be like, yo, do you want to buy this, or can you do something for me?
No, you're not a fucking pop-up.
Yeah. And this is a great point for people, like, about like making friends and keeping connections and making connections, whether it's on social media or off. Like, don't always just hit people up and ask them to do shit for you.
No, offer to do shit for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like ask them for help.
Just say hi, ask for help, be nice, do something for them.
In our last podcast, I talked about how with Kenny and Sarah Lipton, I talked about how Kenny and I met. I was like hyping him up in his comments because I think what he does is awesome. And then eventually I like DM'd him. I was like, hey, how do you do those posts?
Yeah.
Like the swipe ones.
Yeah.
And he told me it was awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've done that with a lot of people.
People love to help.
People do love to help. So like, yeah, if you have questions, like don't be afraid to ask people questions. If they have a huge following and they don't get back to you, like it's probably just because they have 100 fucking DMs.
Yeah.
But just be like a nice, genuine person and you're going to build connection. And if you can impact one person, you've done your job.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
For sure.
So what, do you have anything else?
No.
Do you think
I think it was good.
No, I think that was good. Do you think it would be helpful if we helped people learn how to boke their schmoles?
Dude, I don't know how to boke a schmole.
Dude, how do you?
That's hard.
Dude, it's a hard conversation to have.
Just fucking smash your phone. Change your number.
Change your number. Move. Pack all your shit up. Get a mask to wear over your face, or like the
Jack Nicholson.
Wear the goggles with the fake nose and the mustache, and then just say, "I don't know who you're talking about. It's not here.
Not here.
Not here." Yeah, I think to do it nicely, you just kind of you sit them down and you say, "Look, Kevin, you're kind of a schmole.
You're getting boked.
You're getting boked, bro." But seriously, being able to actually remove people from your life, I think, is an important life skill. It's hard, but to progress sometimes in life, you got to have hard conversations. They're not always easy. They suck sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, there's probably a grieving process more often than not. I say probably because I've only ever done the mask and the disguise thing.
Yeah.
I just like ghosted. I'd ghosted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think I moved to Colorado?
I got to move again.
Yeah. Shit. Fuck. God damn it. Everyone knows my secrets. Hope you don't find me. I can't get canceled till 2023. Sorry. All right. Well, dude, I hope that was valuable for people. I think it's we just come on here and shoot shit, and I think people will find value from it.
Yeah.
I think there were some good takeaways from that. So hopefully y'all got some value out of this, and hopefully you can apply some of this to your life and boke some schmoles and level up your tribe and grow as a human and as a friend and as a business owner or a bodybuilder or whatever the fuck you are. So thank y'all for tuning in to episode 11. 11. I got it right this time of the Struggle to Strength podcast. We'll see you next week.
Peace.